All right, we got a good video here for you. Well, I got a good video for you. Ecomm Partnerships. Scumbag number one, lying sacks of shit, Donny Doquisa, Irwin Soto hiding behind the umbrella, Ecomm Partnerships LLC. They've been shut down. They're running. They knew they fucked over people. In my opinion, it was entirely designed like that. Now they're gone. Poof, like a fucking fart in the wind. So what do I do? What do we do? What do you do? You're probably joining. You came to the Facebook group because you're pissed off, like I was. I was pissed off back in February this year when I knew this crap was going to go down like this, and I prepared myself. Maybe you guys didn't. Maybe you were busy doing other things. You didn't see it. Maybe this flew right under the radar. This video is for you. This message is specifically, you know who you are out there. You've been in the group. You've been asking a few questions. What do I do? Sometimes people have the simplest questions, and I'm like, wow, okay, I should probably make a step-by-step video of what I did when I was pissed off, when I decided I am going to fight these motherfuckers and I'm going to bury them and put them where they belong. Because I knew that they stole money from me. I knew this months and months and months ago, and I decided to stick it to Irwin right away. And that's what you guys have to do. This is actually, look, let's get one thing straight here. If my style or my delivery or my cursing or my profanity offends you, I don't care. Stop the video immediately and go do something else and go figure it out yourself, okay? This is coming from a point where I'm pissed. I was pissed. I'm not as pissed as I was because I actually took action. I got the ball moving. I'm like, nobody's going to do it for me, so I'm like, all right, I got to fight these guys. And you got to look at it that way, that this is a battle. Now it's a war between you. Well, it's actually all of us now, which is good. We're strengthening in numbers. And it's just going to make the situation look good. But it's a battle. It's you look at it like that. These guys stole money from you. They tried stealing from you. It's like somebody burglarizing your house. Would you just let them come in? Oh, okay, I guess I was dumb. No big deal. You're not going to fight back. Would you not call the police? Would you not contact a lawyer? Would you not try to fuck these guys? Well, I would, and I am, and I'm gonna, and I did. Okay? So, using the hostility and the anger to your advantage here is my best advice. You can spin it to something positive. Okay? But it's going to take action, effort, and just a lot of work here. If you're not up for the work that I'm about to go through here, then that's your choice. I got no sympathy for you. But this is what you're going to need to do. And I'm not saying this is a foolproof plan. This is what I did, and I had massive success, and I'm almost at the end of it where I'm not going to actually have to retain a lawyer. Okay? Personally. Now, I'm not talking about any collective effort or anything. So, with that being said, strap on your boots here. This is what I did. Let's talk about what you should do civilly. Your civil options. Criminal and criminal are different. For you, those of you out there who are new to all this. Civilly. Okay, so what can you do immediately? You guys got my Excel spreadsheet right now. I gave you all the outlets to report them, the FTC, the Better Business Bureau, FBI, and I'm going to do a whole nother video on the criminal element of this. This is separate. So let's just focus on the civil. Rather than waiting for the FTC to pick it up, after, all that's going to take forever. These government bodies and all these regulatory bodies drag their feet with everything, and it has to be a massive amount of people for them to really pick it up. This could go on for a long time, and you're still out your money. So what you can do, obviously the obvious things you can do here, first thing, if you wired them cash, let's go right here with number one. If you wired them cash, okay, my situation, I wired them $25K because that was my buy-in. Now, your buy-in might have been less, it might have been more, I don't know. Check your contract, okay? Unfortunately, I didn't want to put $25K on a credit card. I didn't have business credit cards under my LLC at the time. I do now, but you wire cash, and they use let me just put that in here. They use Stripe as the middleman. Okay, so they're going to use Stripe as the middleman. So first thing, unfortunately you guys got to be understanding, cash is a little bit harder to clap back to get back, because it goes out of your bank account and it goes to their bank account, and theirs is Wells Fargo. Okay, that's their bank. I don't know if it's probably a business banking account. I don't even know if it's active right now. Okay, don't even know. But a little bit harder to get that money back. You must report it as scam, not fraud. Now, I'm going to go over my situation in a minute and the mistake I made, and maybe you can learn from it. Okay. Let me go back there and pull up my sheet. I obviously wired money to their Wells Fargo account. One of the guys in the group posted their routing numbers and bank account numbers on the screenshot. I'm not sure if it's current active. It's probably in your invoice. So look for your invoice and you can see what their bank, So anyway, contact your bank. My bank, I used USAA because I was former military, right? So I reported it initially, but the problem is I basically paid Ecomm $25K. Thought it was legit. Turned out to be fraudulent. Okay, the hidden problem. My bank actually, here's the problem. My initial report, they coded it as a wire fraud, not wire scam. That single word messed everything up because the person didn't really advise me correctly. And when I called in the other day to follow up with this, I got a better person on the phone that explained this. They're like, oh, wow. It was closed out because it wasn't coded right. Because if you claim wire fraud, it's basically you initiated it. If you were scammed, you couldn't help that. That's somebody that did that to you, and that's out of your control. So that was the difference. I got a hold of the woman, and she reopened everything. I submitted all my summaries, my timelines, my invoices, my chat logs, everything I had. I threw everything at them, at them, because I encourage you guys to do the same thing. You're going to have to give them as much information as you can think of: invoicing, receipts, timelines, snapshots, email correspondence, invoices, contracts, any little thing you can do. And that's what I ended up doing. And they refiled it under wire scam. So it was interesting. They told me, and I don't know what bank you have, and it doesn't matter if it goes back a year ago, it's still a scam. People stole money from you. Don't let your bank give you that bullshit that there's a time limit on it, because there's not. Well, maybe with your bank, I don't know, but my bank didn't mention that. I mean, this happened over a year and a half ago, and the fact of the matter is they still stole money. So basically, my bank told me 15 days they're going to look into it. They're going to do a swift recall to Wells Fargo. And if nothing comes back, if they can't find anything, they're going to issue me a temporary credit, $25K. And I was shocked by that. I was like, okay, great. And then they said the final resolution can take up to 45 days or more. It's typical what a credit card company would do when you do a dispute or a chargeback, right? So you got to monitor this, and you're just going to have to put it on your calendar. Like, okay, I'm waiting on this. Okay. So that's really what happened. I wanted to just make sure you notify them as it was a wire scam. Don't do it as fraud, because scam, that's, and see, now things changed 2 months later since I did that. I did an update. And the woman on the phone was like, I'm glad you called, because this was closed out because it was the wrong category. And I'm like, oh shit, well, how the fuck would I know that? And she's like, yeah, we apologize. It should have been this. So it's wire scam. Okay, so what was I going to say? Let's see. Did I hit everything I wanted to say here? She mentioned Stripe. Stripe's the middleman. Get the category right. So that could be the difference. And, that right there could be the difference of you taking them to small claims court or hiring your own lawyer. You be the judge. This could save you retainer fees, legal fees, and then just a ton of it could save you a headache, So that's what I did. I wanted to update you on that. I want to update you on that. So that's what you, unfortunately, that is the cash that I'm still waiting to recover. And, obviously, if I don't do that, I'm going to take on the small claims court. And one more thing on the wire. If you wired money, it's really going to be beneficial. Oh, yeah, what I wanted to say is now, since more people are coming forward, so this company is gone now. They close down operations. They scam people. They're gone. And everybody's being affected. I even told the woman on the phone that. It's going to look good because if you guys do this, Wells Fargo, their bank, will be overwhelmed by the same complaint against Ecomm Partnerships. That's the point. So there's not much you can do when like 30 people are doing the same thing. They're going to start issuing refunds here. But I don't know that. I'm hoping that's the outcome. I think that's probably what's going to eventually happen because my major experiences with credit cards, which I'm going to get to next. So just know this is cash. This is the wire. When you wire money, it's usually gone. It's harder to get back, but there is a ray of hope here. So make sure the category is right with wire scams. So let's get back to the sheet here. So cash wire account. So we talked about that. Scam, not fraud. They use Stripe. Okay, so now the big one. I have a lot of credit on my business credit cards. Yeah, I have a lot of credit availability. So I did it on purpose because I used, my whole thing was I used points whenever time I did wholesale spending, private label spending, anything goes on there. I'm earning money back on my points cards for my business credit cards. Now, hopefully you guys didn't use personal credit cards. If you did, same process applies. It's just, unfortunately, your personal credit report is going to get dinged. When it's on your business credit report, it doesn't. So anyway, moving on with this. So what I did here with my credit cards, you got to track all amounts, dates, and correspondence. And, contact each credit card. You got to know each summary, each invoice, each transaction. Say it was, say you spent $5,000 on an order of private label products or wholesale products. Well, you're going to have to dispute that charge. And then if you made another charge for 10 grand or 8 grand, you're going to have to dispute that charge. And then, I had about like 5 or 6 of them, probably close to 7 or 8 of them. And, I had to dispute every one. And the important thing to note here is you got to respond. You got to call these people up, and you got to speak to somebody on the phone because it's so far back, and you got to do that. You got to say the right thing, and it's basically the expectation of delivery has to be in the right time frame because they'll ask you that on the phone, right? And all of mine went through. Even I got invoiced, and these transactions went through about almost a year ago. That's irrelevant. You can get the money back, okay? So you get on the phone, use ChatGPT, cannot stress this enough, to help you even with a script on the phone, timelines, summaries, events. It'll put it all together for you. If you don't know how to do it, I'm not doing a video on it. Figure it out on your own. But you've got to use ChatGPT because this shit gets ridiculous and convoluted if you don't, okay? It's my best advice. I can't keep saying that enough. ChatGPT. Or, use one of the competitors. Who gives a shit? It's still the same. Use AI. Use this technology to your advantage, all right? So what will happen? You get off the phone, and then you're going to, log in your credit card online portal, and you're going to see there's a dispute open, right? And then that's where you upload all your documentation. Invoicing, timelines that you prepared, your statements you prepared, contracts, Moxo chat links if you're lucky enough to screenshot them, emails, anything you can throw at the credit card companies. And by doing this, and this is where it's critical right here, you're going to overwhelm Ecomm Partnerships because they're going to reach out to the credit card company like Chase or American Express. Those are what I used. They're going to reach out to Ecomm Partnerships. And Ecomm Partnerships are going to be so overwhelmed, they're not going to give a credible response back. And then in my case, and I know this is what's going to happen, they will not respond because they're gone. And by doing that, you are going to, the credit card companies are going to give a 30-day window there, and you are automatically going to win after 30 days by default. And this is precisely the way I recovered 40K plus. It's easy as that. Okay, it's easy as that. Mark your calendars and follow up. You're gonna have to follow up with the credit card companies, and you've got to do a little prep work. Unfortunately, it might take you a little bit, and oh well, when, just do it or don't do it. But don't bitch to me that there's no options. Okay, because this is what you have to do. You gotta treat it real meticulously here. Okay, so you got to prep first and then get on the phone with them. And, here's what I did. Let me show you my sheet. Here's what I did. Here's an example of what you can do. Now, you can make your own template. This is what I did. I wrote down my date of the charge, the amount, if it's pending, or if I got a final credit. Look at all the green ones I got. I recovered, look at this. I recovered right here. I'm at 36,662.32. This one's going to go back to me. I already know that. And then this final one here for $749 for the website I paid them, that's going to get back to me. So all in all, right here, I'm going to recover close to $40,000. And the remaining that I'm chasing after is the 25K. Now, I'm not even factoring in the profit I made here from the sale of some of these goods. Okay? So I'm going to be, at the end of this, I'm going to be up and they're going to be fucked. Okay? So again, my issue is that wire. That's the thing that I'm currently dealing with, and I've learned, and I'm in that process, and I'll keep you guys updated what happens. So hope that helps. Hope that helps. You got to be meticulous about this. And then here's an example of what my folder organization looks like. Now, part of it's cut off there. I did it on purpose because of the screen here. But you get the idea. You got to separate. Like, see those check marks? Those were separate invoices for certain things. Tim Hortons and Cosequin. My samples charge, my sprayers and my water filters. See, the ones that have question marks are still pending, but it's very minimal, except the 25K, of course. That's my last one because I didn't put that on a credit card. Okay? So this is the kind of organization you have got to do. Keep your files organized. Cannot stress that enough. Cannot stress that enough. Okay? So use that, again, you can use an example spreadsheet like this. You're going to have to track your correspondences and what you did and what you recovered, and it's meticulous. And some of you are good at it. I don't have to explain this to you. Others, you're going to have to get good at it or suffer the consequences. I don't know. Okay? So that's my, we did that, how I tracked everything. That's my response. That's my advice on credit cards. Credit cards. One more thing on the credit cards. Dispute the entire amount. I had a woman ask that on the Facebook group. I forget her name. You may have a situation where Donny, you may have gave him, let's just say you gave him 10 grand and, he bought some product and you have like a credit left. You have like, all right, he spent 5K of my 10 grand. Where's the rest of the 5K, right? You are not going to get that back. Okay. That's gone. So what you can do here, you can still pocket, if you made 5 grand out of that 10 grand with something that he got shipped, you shipped to Amazon and you had some profit there that went to your bank account, you keep that. You add that to your spreadsheet and tally it in. Also, what you want to do is dispute the entire amount you were invoiced. Say you see your invoice for $10,000, okay? So you're out $10,000. So you gave Donny, he spent only 5,000 of it, but he made you 5K. Okay? He made you 5K. Now you have to basically just chase down, technically it would be 5K, but fuck that. Go and pocket that 5K and then go to the credit card company and dispute the full 10K of the original invoice. This is critical. That way, in the end, you're going to be up $15,000. You're going to be up $5,000. That means you're up 15K instead of the original invoice of 10K. That's a bird finger to them, and that's the way to fuck them. Okay, that's what I did. And, you know, we're not playing fair at this point. You're here to inflict maximum damage to their reputation and their bank accounts and to put them out of business, which I think they are already. But anyway, or don't do that. Don't listen to me and do what you want. But that's what I did. Okay? Always dispute the entire amount you were invoiced, regardless of what you recovered from a sales of products or any of that shit. Okay? Okay, moving on. Now, after we did all the work there for the money that you're trying to chase back, okay, let's talk about your remaining inventory. Most of you have those trial sheets that Donny, that bullshit FBI report that company fraudulently took our money and, you know, he filed this FBI report. Bullshit, because you're going to file an FBI report on fucking Ecomm Partnerships, Donny and Irwin, okay? Hopefully you guys did that. But just understand, you guys may see remaining inventory in there, and I did. And so what I did is I'm like, that money's yours. You have to go lock them out of your seller account. Okay, by doing that, you got to change the addresses. You got to change their address for returns, where they're going to send the kickouts, and you're going to also, let me put that in here too. You're going to want to dispose of damages or unsellables, right? So basically, you're not going to want to, you can choose to get that shipped to your personal address or another business address, or maybe you have another business and you want to have it shipped there. But me, just Amazon, if there's anything damaged or it's unsellable, I told Amazon just dispose of it, and it's like pennies on the dollar, but who cares? I don't want to deal with it. Anything at this point is profit with these, for instance, trial sheets or whatever other inventory you have. If you have like 3 or 4 things there and you're trying to get rid of, lock these son of a bitches out of your account. Make sure you change those addresses and just take them off as what's the word I'm looking for? The administrator. Remember when you added them on your seller account as an admin? Just go and remove them. Figure it out. Use ChatGPT. I'm not going to do a full tutorial on that because I'm giving you guys way more information here, and I'm not going to like just make this 2 hours of just nonsense. Okay, so that's my best advice with your inventory. That's it. I have a video. You can check it out right here. I'm gonna, if you want, I can give you this sheet. I'll include this sheet. And what I did, it's basically like a walkthrough of what I did, how to lock them out and liquidate your trial sheets. And this just goes for any inventory. Okay, cool. So that's all I wanted to say about that. Okay, so finally, there's another video I did about send them the contract termination letter. Watch my YouTube video on it, what I did.
The purpose of this video, and it's going to be...
Okay, you guys can find it. The link's right there. So, you got a buy-in guarantee. Remember I paid again $25K. You just need to keep this on record. They're not gonna do anything with it. Send it to that email at hello@ecommpartnerships.com. I don't even know if it's active. You may get kicked back, but just the point is, make a paper trail to protect your ass in case it does go to court. They can't say you didn't let them know that they were terminated. So you do what you want with that. Watch my video, use my template, or don't, or use your own, or do what you want. I'm just telling you what I did to save your ass, to protect your ass, right? And lastly here in this section, keep all files, evidence, chat logs organized and labeled. And I showed you what I did here. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Keep it don't do it on your fucking stupid phone. Do it on your computer where you can actually do work and organize documents and all that stuff. Everybody's on their phone nowadays. It's okay for certain things, but not for major work. You need a desktop or a laptop for that stuff. I don't care what anybody says. So that's that. So now we're going to shift to options for civil recovery lastly. And I've gotten a lot of questions about this. I know there's a lot of confusion about this. What happens? Well, okay, let's just say you didn't want to do any of this and you just want to rely on a lawyer. Well, you got a few options. If you, like me, I'm not going to have to go this route because I'm going to recover everything and then some on top of it that I put in. And that was my ultimate goal. And by doing that, I'm not going to have to pay any retainer. I'm not going to have to do any legal fees. I'm not going to have to dip into my own pocket because we all dipped in our own pockets enough, right? Right? Small clap there, right? We don't want to do it anymore. So that's why I'm encouraging you to do what you can immediately to avoid these options. But what if you want to take them to court? And I already know they've been taken to court by this guy named Harvey. Okay? Harvey versus Ecomm. The link's right there. I have it in the Excel sheet. You can check out. Just Google it. Use that link. I spoke to that guy's lawyer already. I got all kinds of information. I uploaded the court documents. It's all there. But going back to the options, let's start with small claims court. Okay? Check your state requirements. I live in Texas. I got a 20K limit. So let's just, if I wanted to recover 25,000, I'm only going to be limited to 20K, which I would be fine with. At this point, you guys are lucky to get what you can get. But you can represent yourself. There's just a small filing fee, and you'll get a court date, and you just use ChatGPT and work on your case, and then you present it to the judge. And I guarantee you, they are not going to show up for this, and you will default. You will get a default judgment, and then you're probably asking, how am I going to recover it? Well, that I can't tell you. All I know is state of California, where they're located, they can garnish their bank accounts. So that is one of the advantages. There's not many of living in California because it's a fucked up state. But it is set up for people like that when you get screwed over. So that's a bonus. Okay? So there's that option, small claims court. Private counsel. Here's where everybody, I think, really needs to wake up and understand the reality. Maybe you've sued people in the past, maybe you've been sued, or maybe you had to retain a lawyer before, or maybe you've never did it. This is a reality check for people who've never done this before. It will be expensive, okay? A demand letter alone will cost $3,000 to $8,000 for a good lawyer. And I was on the phone with lawyers, and I vetted lawyers, and they were blunt and honest with me. They're like, look, in order to do a good job and do what we do, and my reputation is at stake here, I'm going to have, we charge a pretty penny. The cheapest I found was $3,000. And why I'm not going to do it is I asked this Ecomm Harvey, his name's Colin. It's in the, where is he here? Colin. He is in right here. Colin Barreno, right there. Check him out. I had a conversation with him. So before I decided to go down this route, I wanted to know, obviously, it got filed in the Superior Court of California up in Sacramento. So I asked him, did you send him a demand letter? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, let me guess, they didn't respond to it. And he's like, no, we haven't heard back. So at that point, this Harvey guy just wasted $3,000 to $8,000 or whatever the arrangement was that Colin has. I don't know. Maybe he did a pro bono thing, or maybe he did a retainer thing. I don't know. But he just wasted that money. And I'm not interested in wasting money. So I'm like, all right. That led me to go start doing all this stuff on my own, and it turned out to be in my best interest. Okay, I'm not saying that you guys shouldn't file suit or retain a lawyer. I'm just saying it's going to cost you. Private counsel, it's either going to be retainer or contingency. Contingency means, like the slip and fall people that are like, oh, it's going to be contingent on what I recover. It's not going to be like that with these guys because, these kind of cases with Ecomm fraud, Amazon, they're a dime a dozen. It happens a lot, and the lawyers have to do their own work. Expect a retainer. It will be required. So you're going to have to lay out cash, and that's what I didn't want to do, and I'm not interested in that. So also, if you're willing to do that, you're going to have to analyze a cost-benefit scenario at this point, what you're owed, what debt you have, what you're chasing down, and what you're going to spend on lawyer fees, and decide, okay, if I do make it to court and I do win a judgment, I'm going to have to pay my lawyer, and I'm already in the hole for this. It might not even be worth it. That's the hard truth of hiring private counsel. It's very risky, and it's going to be very expensive. And then even if you win a judgment, you still got to pay your counsel. Then you're going to have to recover. Okay, so you guys decide if that's going to be worth it for you or not. Okay, I can't give you that I can't give you advice. For me, it's not. Okay. So there, I just said that would paying a lawyer and court fees leave you losing money instead of recovering money. And then check out the current lawsuit. That's the only one I know. There might be another one by now. So, and then you have another option, class action. Everybody barks about that. The reality with class actions is they're not common. Literally class actions require 50 more people, and you're talking about mega companies like Microsoft money or Amazon money or big companies that when they win a judgment, there's a multi-million-dollar payout and everybody's going to get a big slice. In this situation, Irwin and Donny, start this teeny little fraudulent company. They steal money from people over the course of time. Yeah, they probably took in millions of dollars, but they're just schmucks. They're just basically nobodies that decided to just start a little small business and see if they can fuck people over. That's what they did. So you're not going to recover anything even if we get to a class action. So I wouldn't even bank on that. Okay, no lawyer's gonna. I spoke with Colin about that, and he pretty much said, you got to be realistic here. What you're going to recover. I'm not a fan of that. The best case scenario, and here it is again, FTC, but government shutdown, wait till the government shutdown ends. You're going to eventually file. Enough fucking people file on them. And it's not even going to take 50 people. That could take as little as 10 to 20 or less. Who knows? They will pick it up. So check out the FTC case on this Ecomm Partners Inc. Ecomm Let me do a time check here. Okay, I'm at 33 minutes. I'm going to keep going. This is going to be a long video. You guys already know this is going to be a long video. Who cares? There's valuable stuff in here. So, when it opens, file your report with the FTC. I can't stress this enough because they already went after a similar company that did this similar shit to people. And I know another company that I worked with that one of my business partners. They stole money from them. The FTC opened up a case on them and they shut them down. They will shut them down, and then they will file their own suit, and then they will give reparations to anybody affected. But you got to understand, it's on the similar element of a class action. Don't expect a lot. That's the only downside. Now, if I have that wrong, tell me. I don't think I have it wrong because I did extensive research on this. Okay, so check out the case against this Ecomm Partners Inc. Different company, different situation, same type of business. Okay, these fucking pieces of shit or parasites are all over looking to steal money from us, and they're all in different companies and disguised in different schemes. Okay, so finally, if you're not willing to do any of that, the other option is do nothing and realize defeat and stop your damn bitching and just go away. Because I'm really getting tired of this, and we're gonna have to give you guys a little tough love. Gonna have to give you a little. This is directed towards the user listening right now that's been taken by Donny and Irwin. If you're not willing to put in the work, if you're not willing to do what I just said here, if you're not willing to go down the rabbit hole here, file your credit cards, look into lawyers, joining the Facebook group, Reddit forum, participating, not just half-assing it and sitting like a wallflower and waiting for everybody else to give you the fucking answer. If you're going to sit there and then you're going to just bitch and complain to your brother, your sister, your wife, make your dumb Facebook post complaining, then go fuck off. I have no sympathy for you. I don't want to help you, and I'll kick you right out of the group because I'm not interested in people like that. I'm interested in action takers, plain and simple. And if you have a problem with that, I really don't care. Okay? I'm being blunt. Okay? So you have the option just to do nothing. And if you don't want to do anything, I don't even know why the fuck you're here. Okay? So I got a few gems, trust me, reaching out to me, emailing me, and it's just like, I don't have time for this shit. If you don't want to help yourself, I don't want to help you, and I won't. Okay? Because I don't owe you anything. I'm looking for numbers here. So the more people we strengthen in numbers, the more this is going to look to go after these guys. For lawsuits, for FTC filings, for recovery, for evidence, for anything. You guys should understand, and this is what I'm saying here. You're grown adults that got into this mess. Now you need to climb your way out of it. So again, don't say you didn't know what to do. or you don't have the time, or weren't offered any opportunities to fight back on these motherfuckers. It's just not my mentality. I'm not going to have any sympathy for you, and you're going to get more or less how I'm coming at you right now. Okay? There is no excuse. Get good and goddamn pissed off here because they did steal money from you. I'm mad. I was mad. I'm not mad anymore because my anger and my hostility prompted me to do something about it. And I got results because of it. And I hope for that outcome for you. Okay? So let's cross that one off. Finally, I'm going to end this fucking charade here. Options for criminal reporting. I'm going to shift on another video, and I'm going to start a new thing, shifting the reporting Donny and Irwin and Ecomm Partnerships. Forget about Ecomm Partnerships. Lastly, I'm going to close with this. I think really my theory is they're going to shut down their LLC. They're gone. Even if they get judgments on them, that LLC is going to be meaningless. Your contract's going to be, so you're going to have to go after them individually. So basically what happens there, even if they're brazen enough to run like they're doing, the puss bags they are, and they shut down their LLC and they're gone and they don't answer lawsuits, them as individuals, Donny, Doquisa, Irwin, Soto, and if you guys are listening, Irwin, Donny, I'm coming for you. You can file on them individually because just because they shut down their business or they're gone doesn't negate them from escaping what they caused here as individuals. So I'm gonna get together. I'm gonna talk about filing police reports. I'm gonna talk about finding them through private investigators. Okay, I'm gonna talk to them about your avenues after the FTC and the FBI reports. State of California, state and local law enforcement. We're going to get into that. And that is going to require, forget about all this. If you don't want to do a collective effort to file with the FTC or to clap back on a lawsuit or small claims or all this other shit, this is a big one. I'm going to need your help with that. Because the more of us band together and we file the same kind of reports, the same pattern, the same evidence. Do you honestly think that the local Sacramento County Sheriff's Department is not going to pick up on this? There is evidence here, and it's my opinion because I've researched it. There's evidence of wire fraud and racketeering. Wire fraud is a huge thing. That's a federal crime. They could go to jail if they're found guilty. And I'm not saying they are guilty. Everybody's innocent and proven guilty in a court of law and all that shit. But, wow, Irwin, Donny, you motherfuckers are not helping your situation by shutting down fucking Moxo. Running like the little bitches you are, shutting down your website, not answering emails, taking everybody's money and running. I don't know, man. Doesn't look good for you. Criminally. Like your freedom is in jeopardy here now, you motherfuckers. So that's all I'm going to say. Again, that's my opinion and I'm entitled to it, but I think it's valid. Donny, are you scared yet? Irwin, are you scared yet? You should be, because we're coming for you. We're coming for you. So anyway, guys, look out for that. Hope this video helps. It's been a long one, but watch it a couple times, absorb it. Take my Excel sheet, look at it, track everything. If you have any questions, put it in the group. Can't stress that enough. Don't just be a wallflower in that group. Participate, because that's what it's for. Okay, it's for action takers, not people coming in there wanting me or other people to do the work for them. I'm helping you with this. I took time out of my day to do this. I hope this helps. This will get you started. But that's all I got to say. If you're new, if you're seeing this video on YouTube, join the group. Reach out to me. Reach out to other people. You will find that there's a lot of victims here that are probably aligned with your situation, and it's like me too. Oh yeah, they did this to me. Me too. Okay, so hope this helps. I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned. It's going to be for criminal reporting for Irwin, Soto and Donny Doquisa, applying maximum pressure on these fucking faggot clowns.